It could be argued that without the French city of Nantes, the world would never have experienced the vivid imagination of Jules Verne. The adventure writer was born here in 1828 and grew up alongside the city's major port and witnessed the birth of France's steam railway revolution here, which clearly influenced the author's writing. Nantes reveres its most famous son today with street art, a statue of the author as a boy, and if one looks hard enough along the city's quayside, one may even find Nemo. The city's museum, dedicated to the author, is surprisingly small. Its collection of Verne's work and artefacts is limited to a few personal letters, manuscripts, posters, and non-French first editions. Even the museum shop was a tad disappointing, selling every title of Verne's work except his most famous, Around the World in 80 Days. Maybe demand outstripped supply, but not even a DVD depicting David Niven or Michael Palin was available to buy here. Across the river from the museum in the city's disused shipyards, a team of artists known as Lle Machines de Lle are creating a fantasy world of creatures that Jules Verne would no doubt have been proud of. Visitors to Lle Machines' warehouse can enjoy and, if they are lucky, can even ride on such fantasy creatures as a huge hungry caterpillar, an incontinent tarantula, and an adult delivering stork. But these are not just quirky funfair rides. These are the elaborate props used in a unique performance for and unwittingly by members of the public. Lle Machines' designers have replicated the movements of real creatures so realistically in their models, so that when a child pulls a lever or an adult pushes a pedal, the model appears to come to life, taking on the characteristics and personality of the real creature it closely represents. Lle Machines' most successful model to date is its majestic Grand Elephant. The 62 cylinders, 450 horsepower motor and 200 litres of hydraulic oil makes this 50 metric tonne of steel and wood look and move like a real live elephant. Although its trunk looks more like the mouth of the aliens Sigourney Weaver was fighting between 1979 and 1997. Children seem to love being sprayed with water by the elephant, and I have to say it was rather fun spraying them from inside it. But clearly Le Grand Elephant doesn't particularly like being filmed or photographed, or maybe it just didn't like the look of me. Also located nearby is Lle Machines' Carousel de Montmarat, a mechanical three-tier fantasy aquarium full of magical specimens. On the top level, known as the sea surface, visitors can choose to bring to life an array of Verne-esque sea creatures. Totally taken in by the magic of it all, I jumped at the chance to have a go myself, and decided to turn my hand at operating the flying fish, who I named Larry. Although I was advised to wear the seatbelt provided, Larry felt safe, was very easy to control, and required hardly any training to operate him. However, after my first rehearsal with Larry, I did wish I had worn trousers or shorts that day. Once the carousel began rotating, I was less concerned for my modesty, more for my level of maturity, thinking that maybe I was a bit too old to be doing this. But looking around, I clearly wasn't the only kidult on board. In fact, there was hardly a child over the age of 4 or under 24 riding alongside me. Even fewer children appeared to be operating the creatures circulating the abyss and seabed levels below. Maybe this was because the creatures looked scarier, or maybe because they scarily hung several meters above the ground. Or maybe because adults seemed to outnumber children, and none of the adults I saw that day were going to give up their turn for anyone. This seabed creature was more to my liking. partly because my underwear wasn't on show this time, but also because there was a perfect place to store my handbag whilst I relived my childhood. Speaking from experience, it's no surprise that adults are just as much charmed as children are by the unique imagination of Lle Machines de Lle. They simply want to forget their age, albeit for a few moments, to experience the magic for themselves. What is age anyway, but a mere number? Hang on, is that a child over there? Who let him in?